Greeting and introduction. Welcome to our latest video on a tourer that blends pragmatism with fine engineering. The Honda NT 1100. We'll show you what it can do in everyday use, where it shines, where it ruffles feathers, and whether it's worth buying. Brought to you by Motorize, the #1 for new and used spare parts. This bike is all about long-distance comfort without the showboating. 17-inch wheels, a wind-protecting fairing with a 5-position adjustable screen, and standard side cases make travel easy. The standout option is Honda's dual-clutch transmission, which makes shifting practically disappear. On board, there's a 6.5-inch TFT with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, plus cruise control and heated grips included. With a 20.4-liter tank, stretches beyond 400 kilometers are realistic. And thanks to radial-mounted 4-piston calipers on 3 10mm discs, control stays composed even when fully loaded. Now let's see how this package came together. History and development. When Honda unveiled the NT 1100 in 2021, it bridged the gap left by the Deauville era, a road-focused tourer, robust, comfortable, and digitally connected. It's built around the Africa Twin's 1084cc parallel twin, retuned for strong low-down pull on the road. The idea was proven tech, smartly repackaged. 17-inch cast wheels, a firmer suspension setup, and a rear subframe reinforced for luggage. In Europe, Honda fitted panniers as standard. Together, they offer around 65 liters of storage. From the outset, aerodynamics were a priority. A 5-position screen with deflectors noticeably cuts buffeting. The electronics are tailored for touring, cruise control, riding modes, and a 6.5-inch touchscreen with smartphone integration. A 1,535mm wheelbase gives the chassis long-distance composure without dulling turn-in. The result is a distinctive road tourer that borrows the Africa Twin's DNA but puts the emphasis firmly on asphalt. Technical highlights. At its heart is a liquid-cooled 1084cc parallel twin with a 270-degree crank. It delivers 75 kilowatts, 102 horsepower, and 104 newton-meters, paired with ride-by-wire, 3 riding modes, and adjustable traction control. Choose between a classic 6-speed manual or the dual-clutch transmission, DCT. Fully fueled, the DCT version weighs around 248 kilograms, the manual about 238. Up front, there's a 43mm Showa fork. At the rear, a Pro-Link shock with a remote hydraulic preload adjuster, 150mm of travel at both ends. Braking is via twin 310mm front discs with radially mounted 4-piston Nissan calipers. ABS is standard. The 17-inch cast wheels wear 120/70 and 180/55 tires. Seat height is 820mm and the tank holds 20.4 liters. You also get a 6.5-inch TFT with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, cruise control, USB and 12-volt sockets, and integrated pannier mounts. Particularly handy, a windscreen adjustable in 5 steps for both height and angle, with additional wind deflectors. Design and ergonomics. The look is understated, functional, and tuned for calm, low-turbulence airflow. Slim twin LED headlights with daytime running lights frame a front end that guides the airstream cleanly around your helmet. The key to comfort is the 5-position adjustable screen with side deflectors working in concert with the wide, slightly swept handlebar and relaxed foot peg position. The result is an upright, long-distance friendly rider triangle with an 820mm seat height. The Pro-Link shock lets you dial in preload via a hand dial while stationary, handy when you're carrying luggage and a passenger. The 20.4-liter tank is narrow, hugs your torso, and makes low-speed maneuvering easier. A detail you'll quickly appreciate: integrated pannier mounts that stay discreet even without the cases. A 6.5-inch display with CarPlay Android Auto completes the clean, uncluttered cockpit layout, handling, and everyday usability. Out on country roads, the tourer tips in neutrally and stays composed in a lean. The suspension smooths out sharp edges without a hint of wallow, and the 17-inch wheels keep it tracking precisely. The parallel twin pulls strongly and smoothly, especially between 3,000 and 6,000 RPM. In the city, the dual-clutch gearbox shines with silky shifts and gives your left hand a break. Switch to the sport modes if you want to sharpen its temperament. Day-to-day, thoughtful touches make life easy. A center stand, cruise control, heated grips, and integrated pannier mounts all come standard. With a 20.4-liter tank and a realistic 5 liters per 100, 400 plus kilometers between fuel stops are easily achievable. The screen adjusts tool-free through 5 positions, while side deflectors noticeably calm the air around your shoulders. A handy detail, the USB port plus 12-volt sits within easy reach for your nav, and the 6.5-inch TFT supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Strengths and highlights. The NT1100 wins with unfussy efficiency, strong mid-range punch, a finely balanced chassis, and plenty of useful standard features for daily riding. With a 1,535mm wheelbase, it blends rock-solid stability at speed with eager turn-in. Up front, 310mm discs and radial mount Nissan 4-piston calipers deliver consistent braking, even fully loaded. Big plus for touring, standard side cases with roughly 65 liters of storage and a 5-position screen with deflectors. The electronics are well judged: cruise control, 3 ride modes HSTC, and a 6.5-inch TFT with Apple CarPlay Android Auto, bringing comfort without tech overload. On the maintenance side, valve clearance checks only every 24,000 kilometers, great for high-mileage riders. And for relaxed commuting, the dual-clutch transmission flows through stop and go smoothly. In short, a quiet mile muncher that uses its resources wisely and delivers day in, day out without making a big fuss about it. Weaknesses and common issues. It's not all perfect. Taller riders report helmet buffeting even with the 5-position screen. A clip-on spoiler often works better than just cranking it to the top. At a steady 4,000 to 4,500 RPM typical motorway speed, you feel the parallel twins vibrations. With luggage, the rear shock can feel soft. Even with preload max, the back end may wallow over long undulations, so upgrades are common. The DCT can hunt between gears at a crawl or in tight hairpins. Manual overrides or the S modes calm it down. In peak summer, heat from the radiator fans on your shins gets annoying. Infotainment. CarPlay Android Auto is wired only. Touch input is locked while you're moving, and the button logic takes some getting used to. Some riders also report squeaky Nissan brakes with a muted initial bite. Typical wear. Cupping on the front tire with spirited riding and keeping the chain happy gets old fast if you spend a lot of time in the rain. Accessories and personalization. The Honda comes well equipped, but the accessories catalog is extensive. Genuine packs. The Urban Pack brings a 50-liter top case with backrest pad, inner bags, and a 1-key cylinder. The Touring Pack adds LED fog lights, crash bars, and extra wind deflectors. If you love shifting, there's a quick shifter with up and down shift. Comfort seekers can opt for the plusher seat, also available in a low version for an approximately 805mm seat height. After more wind calm, go for the taller touring screen or add a spoiler extension. Popular on the aftermarket, firmer rear shocks, progressive fork springs, and an automatic chain oiler for high-mileage riders. For style, choose graphics and rim tape. For function, a sat-nav mount sits neatly centered above the 6.5-inch display. Practical touches. USB and 12-volt come as standard, and the integrated pannier mounts take top case racks cleanly. No wobbly adapter stacks. Market value and buying tips. On the used market, 2022-2024 bikes typically go for €10,500–13,500 depending on mileage. DCT versions often fetch a $800 to under $1,200 premium. Biggest decision before you buy: DCT or not. Take a proper test ride, including urban stop and go and a mountain pass run. Inspection checklist. Check for play in the screen adjuster, the light, smooth action of the shift lever on manuals, and that the handlebar switchgear for the 6.5-inch TFT works flawlessly. At the rear, see if the shock bottoms with luggage. Up front, look for cupping on the tire. For the brakes, listen for squeal and feel for a consistent bite point. Service history matters. Oil changes on schedule. Valve clearance check at 24,000 kilometers. Factory side cases, a center stand, and auxiliary fog lights add value. If you do a lot of highway miles, compare wind protection options. The 5-position screen can noticeably change turbulence, and a clip-on spoiler can work wonders. Verdict and buying advice. The NT1100 is a road-focused tourer for riders who value comfort, range, and fuss-free tech over show. It pairs a torquey 184cc parallel twin with neutral handling, generous standard kit, and sensible connectivity via 6.5-inch TFT. Known drawbacks: vibes at highway cruise revs, wired-only smartphone integration, and a soft rear when loaded, are partly fixable with accessories. Recommendation: high milers, commuters, and leisure tourers can buy with confidence, especially if cruise control, panniers, and the 5-position screen are on your must-have list. DCT pays off in the city and on tour. The manual feels more direct on your local twisties. Both are well sorted. When buying, look for a well-kept suspension and a clean service history. If you want a quiet mile muncher with Honda composure, you'll find a confident companion here, without unnecessary frills. Presented by Motorize.de.